Let's take a look at some examples of expungement eligibility timing under the new statute that's effective January 1st, 2022. Now, these are the look-back periods. For a B felony, if you're trying to expunge it, you look back 7 years. If you're trying to expunge a Class C felony, you look back 5 years. If you're trying to expunge a Class A misdemeanor, you look back 3 years. And if you're trying to expunge a Class B C misdemeanor violation or contempt of court, you look back 1 year. So essentially, if you're convicted of 2 Class A misdemeanors, you can expunge both of them in 3 years. If you are convicted of 2 Class C felonies, you can expunge them in 5 years. You can be convicted of 5 of them, not just 2 of them. So let's take a look at this. You get convicted of 1 Class A misdemeanor in October of 2020. You're eligible in 2023 to expunge that. Let's look at a different variation on the 2 convictions at the same time. You're convicted of 1 Class A misdemeanor and 1 C felony. You can expunge the Class A misdemeanor in 2023, and you can expunge the Class C felony in 2025. Even though you can do that, that's obviously a lot of extra work. There's no filing fee anymore, but you would have to pay the state police fee. If you can't do it yourself, you would have to pay an attorney. So unless there's some real benefit to you, you might as well just wait to 2025 to expunge it, which is still better than the 10 years you would have had to wait. Let's look at a little more complex of an example. You get 1 conviction, but something bad happens. This is where the timeline really goes MCU on you. October 2020, you're convicted of 1 Class A misdemeanor. You can expunge that in October 2023, as we learned before. Now, unfortunately, in December of 2022, you're convicted of a Class C felony. Now, you can no longer expunge that Class A misdemeanor in 2023. The new timing for that is December of 2025. After that, your C felony is eligible in 2027. Again, you can do them separately, but it's probably more practical to wait. Let's look at that example again. So with a little variation, October 2020, you're convicted of a Class C felony. You would have to wait 5 years till 2025. So this other example here supposes that you were convicted of 1 Class C felony in October of 2020. This would make you eligible for expungement in 2025. Unfortunately, in 2022, you get convicted of a Class B felony. You're no longer eligible in 2025 to expunge the Class C felony. Now, under the previous rules, you wouldn't have been eligible to expunge the Class C felony until December of 2022 or December of 2032, because you would need a 10-year look-back period where you weren't convicted of any crime other than the crime that you were trying to expunge. Now, under the new statute, you can expunge that Class C felony in December of 2027. The conviction for the Class B felony in December of 2022 would then be eligible for expungement in December 2029. If you think you're eligible for expungement or have any questions about expungement, feel free to call our office or email us. We can be reached at www.bettercallalawyer.com.